Alright, it's time to take a look at another new arrival at the local liquor store. This one is Wernesgrüner Pils Legend. Found it actually kind of hard to find any good information about this beer. The only thing I've found about it is that it comes from Steinberg Wernesgrüner in Germany, the Saxony region, which apparently was in eastern Germany during the whole Soviet split. Let's see what the can says. It says, brewed in accordance with German purity law, with crystal clean water from the national park in Vogtland. Excuse me for not knowing too much German and how to pronounce a lot of it. Being Canadian, I don't come across that a lot, except for cans of beer. In this case, one thing I did find out is that the name Pils Legend actually was something given to it within during the time as an East German nation. It was one of the very few Pilsner beers available, and it was considered a beer of legend, or a beer of delight. Anyway, without further ado, crack it open and take a look. See how this stacks up with some other Pilsners of the region. Put that in my Sam Adams Perfect Pint glass. Now, I might have given that a little too much head. Quite a bit there. May have to wait for that to die off a little. Yeah, let's pause the video and let that die down. Alright. Shore up that a little. That's a very nice foamy head. It does fit the part. Give it a look at it. It is kind of like it's mainly a straw color, clear straw color, with some light, very faint golden hue to it. But it's mainly a straw color, kind of like Warsteiner. It looks nice, and I'm actually quite impressed with that head. Let's give it a sniff. The aroma is very faint. Pilsners usually have a very pronounced hop aroma. This one is very kind of a faint aroma. The notes you get of it kind of makes it like a semi-sickly kind of floral hop aroma, maybe a hint of citrus. But I get predominantly more like a wet cardboard note to it. Maybe a slight hint of fruity, like apple fruity kind of scent to it, which would be also not far-fetched for a noble hops, which are supposed to be used in this kind of beer. Other than that, the smell's very faint. Not overly impressed with the smell, but the appearance is bang on. Maybe not bang on. It's not as dark as it should be, but whatever. What matters most, of course, is the taste at the end of the day. I really like that head. Let's give it a taste. It's not very bitter. The hop taste is also kind of faint. I mean, bitterness is present. Yeah, there's some bitterness at the top of the mouth and then the back of the tongue, and it lingers a bit. And so far in the aftertaste, I'm getting some real, weedy notes. It's almost got like a sweet kind of taste to it. And I find that it comes with a slight hint of almost like Halloween candy sweetness, maybe like candied corn. Although it really doesn't taste kind of like corn, it's kind of like corn kernel. mainly a wheat taste, very faint in the back. The most predominant taste of the whole thing, though, is that hop bitterness that hits the back of the tongue, but it doesn't sting. Like, it's not like Warsteiner and Pilsner Urquell have a much more pronounced hop sting to them, and this one here just doesn't have it as much. As for the body of the beer, it's nice and light, kind of like a medium to light beer. 4.9% ABV. I didn't say that already. But not incredibly bitter or anything. It's very smooth, and actually it seems to finish off quite dry. It's not too bad. I'll check it out, and I'll come back with some thoughts. Alright, so what do I think of the Wernesgrüner Pils Legend? Well, I don't find it quite the most refreshing beer out there. After having this sitting with this for a few minutes, I'm actually kind of having some issues trying to get through this. I'm not finding it the most easily drinkable beer because it doesn't impart that kind of quality of like a Pilsner should have, where it's clean and crisp. It's kind of, it almost tastes kind of like dirty water or something. And it's probably not the beer's fault. It's just that the hop character fades into the background with an aftertaste. It kind of almost imparts the quality of like old boiled vegetables or something. It's not exactly what I would call one of the greatest beers out there. However, I can certainly sympathize with like if this was the only thing I could, hop in my Trabant and go down to the local liquor store in eastern Germany, if this was the only thing available to drink, I wouldn't complain, because it's not an absolutely horrid beer. But as far as comparing it to other Pilsners, there's just so much better out there. Is it decent? It's okay. Would I, go to your way to try and find it? No. Quite frankly, I'm not sure if I'm even going to be able to finish this one. But is it drinkable? Somewhat, yeah. It's as for that, I'm going to give it a 2.5 out of 5, just because it's... Boy. Anyway, 2.5 out of 5.